Hello and welcome to Wizard Hypnosis. This file is going to have you envision some webs and gradually bring you down into trance while focusing on your ability to envision and experience hypnotic hallucinations. It will then brainwash you in the wonderful way we've experienced together before. So, if that sounds interesting to you, simply continue to listen for a little while. That's all you really have to do. You can let everything else simply disappear for the next little while as you focus on my voice and what we imagine together. Slow your breathing and allow each breath in to breathe in relaxation, and with every breath out, breathe out tension as you simply relax and let your focus on my words grow. Allow that focus to consume your entire span of attention. As we continue, you might find it gets easier and easier to focus like that, as if something about my words just pulled you in, like a web or a fishing line. The fisherman waits for vibrations in the line, a little pull, and no matter how the fish struggles, in the end, it always winds up a little closer, a little deeper down. And so, perhaps, your conscious mind will begin to feel that way, as if each word has a pull all of its own, wrapping around you. And I mean that in a physical way, wrapping around your body, around your feet and legs, up, over your thighs, around your waist, wrapping around your chest, sticking to your arms. And it's okay to simply focus on the feeling of those webs wrapping around you. There's no need to focus on how much easier it is to listen to my words. There's no need to think about it on a conscious level, because the mind works closer to that with each pull of that fisherman's line, as you end up a little deeper in. And so, focus instead on the pleasure of those webs that just now are wrapped around you. Focus on how those webs become more and more real with each passing second, and that can be the bait that lures your subconscious into speaking with us and imagining and experiencing everything I tell it to. Simply allow the imagined to become the real for the next little while, And that's an interesting thing about trance that people often forget. That the deeper you fall, the easier it becomes to find that the mind experiences the imagined as real. Perhaps in the mind's eye, you have envisioned the web, silver, or perhaps it's another colour, but it's there, an image that gets stronger and stronger the further down you fall. And since that image is your own way of envisioning my words themselves, well, there's a lot of fun we can have with that. Simply listening to my words has that binding effect, wrapping around your very psyche, drawing you in. But of course, trance is a collection of images and visualizations. So why the words themselves might appear to be drawing you in like that image, like webs, silver sticking to your mind, perhaps we can envision something like a road winding on, and we can walk down that road as far as we want. We can keep walking deeper, further down on this journey that never ends. But that's just it. Like trance, it never ends. We simply go further, traveling closer to the concept of being inside the subconscious mind, of talking with the subconscious, of leaving the conscious mind behind, so that thoughts and feelings can be experienced as the present, as the real. And so, I invite you to focus on that road. Envision it deep in the mind's eye. Feel it under your feet. Perhaps you'll feel it as if you're wearing shoes, but the cold, hard road beneath your feet as you walk deeper down with me, closer to where subconscious ideas live and lurk. And as you stare off into the distance, you can notice that there's no end to it. It simply travels further down a winding mountain road with interesting views that you can't really make out in the darkness. Just the enjoyable feeling of being far from everything, far from all worries, far from all concerns, simply enjoying the relaxation of it all. As you follow me down to the mind's safest, deepest corners, as we continue to walk down this road, down deeper into solitude and relaxation. The body relaxes as you follow the metaphor of the winding road, so far down now that if you were to look back, you'd see nothing but more road. This wonderful journey can take us so far down into imagination. And in a moment, I'm going to count you down from 10. Each number can take us both further down that road until we reach a new place, a place of ideas, a place where every thought becomes real. Counting you down now. 10, feeling more and more relaxed with each number down. 9, able to let go of the world around you. 8, able to focus more and more on the images we are experiencing together. 7, as they become more and more real with each number down. 6, as the mind goes into a deep focus. 5, on every image it experiences. 4, as all tension simply lifts away. 3, you enter that imaginative state. 2, where everything is possible. And 1, notice for me just how much more relaxed you are now, how much calmer you feel. And I want you to simply notice just how safe you are here, that nothing here can ever hurt you. And as we look down the road, I want you to notice we are reaching the end of this road, that the journey down into trance has opened up the end of this road into a nice green meadow. Perhaps you can see the grass glisten in the morning dew as light begins to shine over the meadow, and you walk up the hill with me, the grass making soft noises beneath your feet as we walk ever onwards into this beautiful inner garden. And at the top of the hill, I want you to see a door standing on its own, as if held up by something invisible, except there's nothing really there to hold it up. It stands up all on its own, and as we get closer, you can see it's made of a nice mahogany, and it has your name written at the top of that door. And so, I want you to run your hands over the knob. Feel it, cold iron in your hand. As you turn that knob, and we step inside, closing the door behind us, it disappears, and instead, we find ourselves in a long, wooded hallway with many doors to the left and right. And as we walk down, you can notice the individual swells and markings on that mahogany wood. dark and beautiful as we continue walking down that hallway, seeing all the doors, each one different. A white door, a red door, this one steel and this one brass, all of them different in their own little way, each leading to a different idea, a different fantasy, or perhaps a different part of the self. But as we walk further down, we reach a dark mahogany door with a stained glass window at the top. I want you to take the handle of that door for me now. And on a count of 5, you're going to open that door nice and wide, and we can enter the concept within, counting you down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Opening that door for me now, nice and wide, to enter, to fall inside. And from here, we can see the rows of wooden seats, all of them large and wide, lining the room, and in the middle, a separated section with a long black carpet down the middle. And as we walk down that carpet, we see the altar at the end. We are in a church. But you see, this church is a special church, one dedicated to worshipping the wizard, that hypnotic wizard that you can't stop thinking about. And so, you can see various hypnotic themed imagery, a spiral on the altar, a picture of a mind on a book, anything that the mind comes up with may exist here. This place can forever exist within your mind. It can exude worship, that just thinking about this place might remind that which does so, that the wizard has been accepted as God. And in fact, you might begin to see this place populating, full of wonderful worshipping souls, all kneeling or standing next to the chairs in front of them, or kneeling in front of them. The mind can choose how to envision this. But there are so many here, all smiling and sharing in worship of that one true power over you. And it's so hard not to join along with them, to not worship with them. But for now, you may simply watch And remember these people whenever you remember this church, whenever you remember its shape or its concept. And perhaps you'll be doing that a lot. Whenever you drive past the church, you might think of this one as your mental church, as something to remind you of your place and of that which you worship. But in a moment, I'm going to wake you up. We can leave this place behind as a permanent fixture of the subconscious mind. So on a count of 5, I'd like you to wake up. 1, 2, letting each number bring you closer to wakefulness. 3, 4, and 5, wide awake. Now, the way a thought form like this works is the more you think about it and remember it consciously, the stronger it becomes. So I'd like you to focus at least once per day on imagining this structure for me, on remembering the church. And you do have permission to remember, so the suggestions to forget if you've listened to other files should not apply here. Now, in doing that, we can have a little experiment. We can see just how much more powerful your worship for me becomes from that. I would like to reapproach this subject in the future. But for now, this is the experiment. Thank you for helping me with it. And now, the break with which I was uploading videos at a slower pace, or in fact not at all, has come to an end. I shall be uploading content at the normal rate again. Thank you for being around through this gap, and for having faith that I would return. And as always, thank you for giving your mind to wizard hypnosis.